In America today, there are over 20 million millionaires. Now, I'm not talking about the billionaires, I'm talking about millionaires. Actually, it's somewhere between 25 million now, plus minus 25 million millionaires. Today, we are discussing another interesting topic, and I'm looking at a different perspective completely today from what we usually talk about, which I titled Deliverance from the Spirit of Poverty. It actually sounds funny to me, but anyway, and I must, talk about this now because I know that some people that are watching me are Christian. And of course, this kind of notion or this kind of idea is popular among the Christians. There are many people who believe that the reason why they are poor is because of a spirit which they call the spirit of poverty. As a matter of fact, some years ago, I had a friend, still my friend. He's a pastor, and one of those days, we're discussing, and he said to me that he's having a program coming up, and he was going to conduct what he call deliverance from the spirit of poverty for his followers. And I consider myself to be a serious Christian as well. But that kind of intrigued me because I wanted to, of course, like I said, I've been around the church for a very while. But that statement kind of intrigued me. And I was so interested. I wanted to know, okay, what will happen after people have been delivered from the spirit of poverty. So he went, they had this 3 days program in his church or in their church, which he pastored. And when he was done, I think I met up with him about a week or so. Then I asked him, I said, you told me you're going for deliverance, programs. You're delivering people from the spirit of poverty. Yes. So how did you go? Are the people now delivered? He said, yes, they were delivered, So I asked, so now that they are delivered, are they now rich? And he kind of paused. But I'm not being sarcastic. In all honesty, I was, like I said, rather intrigued. I wanted to know what happened when people are delivered from the spirit of poverty. So I said, now that they are delivered, are they now rich? So he kind of paused. And I said, I think so. I felt like even the pastor is not sure if the people were truly delivered from poverty. He was not sure. So I said to myself, truly, if poverty is a spirit, then he's a good friend of 3 other spirits. The first one is the spirit of ignorance. That's if poverty is a spirit, then he's a good friend of the spirit of ignorance. He's also a good friend of the spirit of laziness and a good friend of the spirit of foolishness. I think so. And I'll explain why I think so. The Bible, which is the standard for the Christian, the Bible, God speaking in the Bible says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. So that's why I said, if poverty is a spirit, he's a friend of number one, the spirit of ignorance, right? Why God said, my people are destroyed. They are impoverished for the lack of knowledge. You will have to be ignorant to believe that the reason why you are poor is because you are possessed by the spirit of poverty. Now, I'm not saying that there are no spiritual manipulations that can make somebody poor. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just discussing the general knowledge You see, that, listen, I've told someone, if you don't have the required knowledge of any, or let me put it this way, if you don't have the required knowledge to be wealthy, prayer will not make you wealthy. No kind of deliverance service can launch you into wealth. You know why? At the level of wealth, you must possess knowledge and skill. But again, like I said, the spirit of poverty is a good friend of the spirit of ignorance. Number two, spirit of laziness. Of spirit of laziness. Why? Some people, problem is not ignorance. They are just lazy. They are lazy to work. There is another portion of the Bible that says that the man who will not work should not eat. It doesn't matter the kind of food you are eating, whether you are going to be eating in the 5-star hotel or restaurant, you're going to be eating seafood, salad, or you are going to be eating just bread. No matter what kind of food you're going to be eating or the level you want to eat, it says the man who will not work should not eat. You see, so that means if a man is poor and he believes he knows what it takes to be wealthy, it is possible that he's lazy. He's not willing to put in the work. So, if poverty is a spirit, he is a friend of ignorance, is the friend of laziness. And number three, is the friend of the spirit of foolishness. I explain what I mean by that. Spirit of foolishness, in the sense that even the thinking alone is foolish. I have been sharing on this channel that, take for example, in America today, there are over 20 million millionaires. Now, I'm not talking about the billionaires, I'm talking about millionaires. Actually, it's somewhere between 25 million now, plus minus 25 million millionaires. 25 million is a massive crowd, bigger than many nations in the world. That is the population of people who are millionaires in one country. Where am I going with that? That kind of let you know that there is a formula to becoming a millionaire, to becoming wealthy. There is a pathway. You see it? Because if there is no established formula, you can't have so many people. If it was just a matter of chance, you see it? If it's just a matter of luck, then you can't have so many people having the same results. The fact that so many people can produce that same level of result is proof positive that there are formulas that if you use, you can have the same results. Look at China. How many millionaires, in US dollars, China produce per year? So it is foolishness for you to think that the reason why you are poor is because there is a spirit of poverty that is working against you, or that you are possessed with. And this nation that I'm calling here, America, China, some of these countries are not Christian nations. Or at least China is not a Christian nation. So if there's a spirit of poverty, then who is delivering them from poverty? And now they are leading the world. I still love this to say this. If you just allow yourself, permit yourself to become something, you'll be amazed what can happen with your life. You'll be amazed how much results can come forth from you. You have been lied to believe that you are poor because you are possessed with poverty. Yes, so many people are poor, That is why we are sharing. That's why this knowledge is coming to you to tell you that this poverty is not the standard. To tell that this poverty you find yourself in have a solution. Running from one church to another church, from deliverance service to deliverance service because you want to be free from the spirit of poverty is actually making yourself a friend of the spirit of foolishness. If you possess the right knowledge and be willing to work, you can be as wealthy as you choose to be. I spoke in this channel, one of our video, I talked about the grace for wealth. I'm aware. But even without that grace or grace for wealth, you can come up to a level because there's how far human power can take it. Yes, there's how far. Before the car came, the car is a medium of transport that makes you go faster and farther. Before the car came, people traveled. There's how far you can go in the energy of your body in a day, in a week, in a year. That's how far you can go. What the car has come to do is to make you go faster and farther. But without the car, if you want to go, you can still go. You may be a bit slow, but you will go. It's true. The same is true with wealth. There's no mystery to these things. And I'm not trying to knock your faith. No, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to help you understand that there's a place of knowledge, there's a place of work, there's a place of skill. And when I talk about knowledge, it involves a wide scope of knowledge. People knowledge, money skill, money knowledge, all it involves a whole lot of things. So don't believe a lie that your poverty is spiritual. See, if you think that there's a spirit that is sabotaging your effort, and go to those who have the power to help you get rid of that spirit. But when that spirit is gone, there will be an effort required from you. All right. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.